It's 10 o'clock and I'm still alone, waiting by the phone. Okay, I'm just off the phone. I can't do it. Okay, so we got vitamin A. I'm sorry, I'm going over the vitamins that black women need. So vitamin A is recommended. B6, B12, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, folic acid, calcium, iron, and magnesium. And most of these vitamins can be also given to you through a prenatal vitamin, especially if you need the folic acid and different things like that. Like most prenatal vitamins take care of that. The reason why I'm talking about the vitamins is because today is Wellness Wednesday. And I'm just here to talk to you about how wellness is an excellent situation for you and your loved ones. Wellness. All right. So if we think about it from any standpoint, especially like if we start talking about chakras and how we get into those different things like that, which I know a lot of people probably not into that, but it still relates back to your life and just the beginning of that. So let me tell you guys my story about just how and why I deal with chakras and different things the way that I do. I was on my way to California on a bus one day, and it was a monk who sat next to me, and he just gave me this book about yoga. I was like 16 or 17 years old. I think I was 15 or 16 years old, but he gave me a book about yoga, and I think that's probably where my healing started as a process, because something just took over me. I don't know. So I don't know what monks do or how they connected or whatever. It's just like from then on, it's like I just had this understanding of life, like this different understanding of life, and like just like my environment and the negativity and everything that was there and the disgust and all this different stuff. So anyway, I started to like gravitate towards doing like learning different things about different religions and stuff like that. Only to come to find now that me as an adult, I have come to this point where I really do understand chakras. I understand everything that now that is happening as far as like the way that chakras go and build themselves. So like the first one is the root chakra. Now with the root chakra, this is like at the base of your spine, and it helps you feel connected to the human experience. Like it's just like the base. It's like I always say it's like the survival mode, because it's really just like you getting yourself balanced enough so that you feel good enough to go into like when you in this mode. And it could also be in your sacral chakra too. It's almost like you have this will and need to survive. Like you just have to survive. And sometimes when you stuck in that same chakra, you start to not be able to balance all the other chakras, because that one is off balance. So it's like, if the base is not balanced, then everything else kind of just starts to fall apart. So, and I think people tend to, because in those modes we hurt people. You will hurt people if that base is not correct, because you might have a tendency to want to take things from people because you might be hungry. You have a tendency to want to you might be lacking some part of love or life, and so then it's therefore you fall off. Like you start to people, we use the slang term fall off. The one thing that people don't realize is that even though you hear chakras and different things like that, you already have these instinctual things that are connecting you to the chakras, such as falling off. You fell off because you weren't balanced, because you weren't at that point where you're supposed to be. So even our slang terms come up and make us more balanced. Okay, our slang terms it's just in our nature. That's the whole thing too. People like, oh my God, this stuff crazy. People got healing rocks and crystals and different things like that. Well, each of those things represents something. If you start to put that as a positive system into your life, guess what happens? You start to think that way. That's who your light becomes. So then you follow that light, and that light then therefore moves you into positivity, and then your positivity helps you heal and help those around you heal and all those different things too. So I think with that root chakra, if it's off balance, then you are actually you try to survive, but you also sometimes hurt other people in a process. The sacral chakra is that's your creative life force, and it's like the second chakra. So in nature, as a way of life, also as a second way of survival, you want to be creative. You want to create. You want things out there that are there for you. You want to have gardens. You want to create things that bring plentifulness to your life. You want to create things so then therefore you make money. You want to have businesses and stuff like that. So like therefore you bring something back to yourself. Also, you create to practice. You create to practice and see what you like and what you don't like. You might not like making a garden. You might just like painting. You might just like drawing. You might like just sitting around the house singing. Whatever it is, you might like cooking and having people over. So whatever that is that brings you to that point of creativity, then you start to create. You know, it's like whatever brings you to that point, because as a human being also you want to give output. Like you can't just take a whole bunch of stuff in and never give any output, because at some point you become a master of your craft, or you become a master of what you've been working on for so long. So you then therefore become this creative being, and even throughout your process of learning, you start to learn to create. So that's a part of being well too, is just making sure that those chakras are aligned in order for you to be able to create. Because when you don't create, then you actually end up bound up. If you ever had a boss that said, "Oh no, I don't need you to help them with that," but you know all of it, and you're like, "Dang, this is my chance to teach." Well, you get upset because that person took your creativity away. Because teaching is creativity too. So it's like once that's been taken away from you, then guess what? It's an understanding that actually leaves, like it gets you upset, because you want to share your creativity. You want to share who you are with other people. And that's a part of creation. And so don't ever take creation and just limit to, okay, this is like something that you put and you touch and it's tangible. It's also what you create intellectually as well. It's also what you create and what you gather as a person, and then what you then for share. So creativity is also sharing, and that's like one of the most beautiful things that a human being can do, is basically take parts of themselves, parts of their knowledge, and give it to other people. Shouts out to such as your dude Spike Lee. He got his whole little filming studio thing going on or whatever. Even though I still think your show needs some more angles in different I understand, Spike. I understand that you moving the camera back and forth, but you're gonna need to work on some different angles in that show. I'm still saying, I'm still gonna say it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm putting it out there. If you need help with that, though, I'm here. Pay me. I'll do it for you. I'll help you. Okay, so the next one is the solar plexus. And with this one, it's the confidence and the wisdom in its location. Now, when these things start to get off, these become like things where we have to fix inside of us. So, confidence and wisdom. For me, I don't know if this is a big one for me. Like, if it's like one of those things where I just feel kind of icky about, I don't know. But, it's just a place where you just, like, it's your own personal power. Okay, and this is where people can't tell you, where they can't tell you nothing. See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's in our music. A lot of motherfuckers can't tell me nothing. I bees in a trap, be. Well, I don't mean a trap, but I'm just saying, when can't nobody tell you nothing because you know it, because you know that you know that you know. That's your personal power. That's the personal power that you have. See, your personal power could be like, hey, I know, Chantel, if you do 50 push-ups every day, you could probably have the best arms by the end of the year. Wonderful. That's awesome. But Shantae does not see that as her personal power. So her personal power is going to be something different. I know that if you meditate and you want to get healing, you can. That's all I'm saying. So it's just like, are you listening to some Ralph Smart or whatever you want to do? So once you start to do all those different things, and that's your personal power. That power is the personal power that you have. That what you harvest as a person. Now you can't then therefore take your power and put it on somebody else and then expect them to have the same thing that you have. You have to use your personal power for your personal use. Your personal power is you. Your personal power is who you are and what you bring to the table. And all of us have something to bring. Don't let nobody tell you you ain't nothing. Don't let nobody tell you can't be nothing. So the next one is the heart chakra. And the heart chakra is where you feel love. Okay? Heart chakra is where you feel love. And love, sometimes it can come as something that's good, and it can also come as something that's bad. That's the heart chakra. I mean, it's sometimes it feel like, because I know I spoke about like just being able to love my child, and just like how just being able to love. I want to speak about being able. I have a beautiful brown child who is a male that is alive in this society, and I don't know. It's something about that drives me. Just like, that is my heart, and I want him to have other images of black men around him that have that power too, that personal power, where they have that confidence, and where they able to move around the room, and they able to talk and build businesses and teach about what they know and share the knowledge that they have. I think that's beautiful, and he does too, because when I see him light up because a black man has showed him something, or he sees a black man and he like, oh, mama, did you see him do that? Nobody sees what we see. So it's like, together, me and him, we see those things or whatever, it's something beautiful that we share. And so therefore, I also want to keep creating that environment. And even the same environment for myself, where I see black women doing different things. Maybe I should start doing a Woman Crush Wednesday. Anyway, but yeah, it's like where I see black women doing these things, and I look at them and I say, oh my God, what she does is beautiful, which I do. And actually it starts to make me smile now. I have taken this so far as to my little own Black Love project of trying to appreciate black women, to where I actually just, my heart smiles when I see black women moving and doing all the different things that they love to do. So that's all I'm saying. It's just like, it's just a thing of being compassionate and kind, because that is your heart chakra. The next thing is your voice chakra, and this is like, it's really pure, and your voice is your personal truth. Okay, your personal truth. It has nothing to do with anybody. Okay, so I set out on this mission a long time ago to like tell my personal truth, because I had two different stories for two different situations, and a lot of this stuff was because of survival. So, with this, the meanest people, I believe, just found that they had to then therefore go through everything of mine, like just go through everything. You don't have to go through everything to know my personal truth. I am very honest about who I am, where I come from, what I do, all this different stuff. And I was young. It was time for me to not be able to tell everything or be who I fully am, whatever. It was time for me to grow into who I was. So, with your personal truth, that's your personal truth. It's what you want to tell. It's not what you think you need to know about me. It's what I want to tell you about me. You don't have to know all that. You don't have to know my credit history and what street I lived on. That's not for you to know. That's my stuff that I need to get by in life. None of this is your business. You don't have to go through all of my stuff to know who I am. That's not what it is. You don't have to know what I get upset about and all. You don't have to know any of that. All you gotta do is just look at me and get to know me. If you don't want to get to know me, then that's cool too. But it's like, I don't think that people get that. And with the information, what do? You talk about me. You can talk about me. You can put me down. You can lift me up. Hopefully you lift me up, because then you realize, hey, maybe she's just a happy person. Maybe she don't have everything that I think she got, because I don't. So it's almost like you have to let people live in their own personal satisfaction of who they are, of what they building themselves to be. Because see, some people might front and be like, I got ice. I'm iced out. I got you know what I'm saying? I got a caddy on the lake and a house on the hill and all this different stuff, and they possibly could have it, or they could be dreaming and getting themselves to the point where they need to be. So that's their own personal truth, because they get to tell that story. They get to tell that story. You don't have to go with other information like, nah, they ain't got nothing. They ain't gonna never be nobody because they ain't got nothing. They ain't got no hopes. They ain't got no dreams. They ain't sitting. You don't know what they